Hello, what's up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to a new episode of The Road to Glory here on FIFA 18 Ultimate Team. This is episode number 32, I believe, and it's going to be a jam-packed one, of course. So, I'm going to start things off with the marquee matchups, but it's literally from the last week because there was a couple of days left when I started filming this episode and I hadn't done it yet, and once again I was able to complete the challenge using everything, if not one or two things off the market. I had everything in the club, so that's good. Obviously shows that we've got quite a big club, a stock of players in the background of stuff where we can go ahead and do SBCs like this on the regular every single week, even if we don't typically profit from the marquee matchups by getting a big pool. It normally gives us enough players that it's just worth it to do. Just even if you just flip a bunch of players and get a whole new bunch in the club ready for next week's marquee matchups. That's what we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. But, mainly by getting no one. My Gabriel Jesus did sell, and I have to say, a day or so after I saw him sell, I saw him actually going for around 6,000 coins less than what I sold him for there. So that was definitely a good choice. Whether or not he continues to dip and duck and dive in terms of price, I don't know. Whether that's people selling them after the weekend league and being like, oh god, I need to get rid before this market crash, and then the market crash doesn't come later in the week. I don't know. This whole market is doing my head in. I think there's so many people like on Twitter and making videos about trading and whatnot that people like create a market crash themselves, and then when the time's supposed to crash, it doesn't. In fact, it goes up because everyone's like, okay, I need to buy back now, and things start to go up. I don't know. It's a very weird market, and it's more driven by the community than ever, I think. It's definitely a community/SBC driven market at this point in time. And with Black Friday and Cyber Monday coming up, who knows what's going to happen. It could be a crazy time to pick up some awesome deals. I have a few players in mind that I'm looking to potentially buy, and I know a few prices of certain players. If they do come down 10-15%, I'm going to hop on that because I'd be happy to pay for those players. And I might try and change the team up to something a little bit different, because I don't moan about it all the time, but in my head, and when I'm playing on my other account for different videos for different squads, a lot of the time if I come up against a Premier League team, I'll be like, oh, sick, yeah, he's got a Prem team. How original. But then you look at my team, and it's pretty much a Prem team. And I don't know how interesting that is. Yeah, it fits the meta and it works really well, but is it what we want? Could I buy like the Path to Glory Origi, who looks amazing, and he's a special item at striker, and then build like either a Belgian team or a Bundesliga team? Could I do something like that and have a really sick team that would work as well? Maybe we still need to try and get someone like Martial into the team who fits the meta again. By the way, Gold 3 squad battles rewards, like 7 games or something played during the week, got me twice as much as FUT Champs the week before, and in total that was 22 games. So aiming to do a lot more squad battles in the background to hopefully get up to those elite rewards. Should be easy enough to do, just got to find the time to do it. Quincy Promes comes in at our second pack. So for that one we got 12,000 coins and 2 jumbo premium gold packs. We got the board pool and Bernardo Silva, and then of course we did get a whole bunch of consumables, and then the likes of Quincy Promes and stuff as well. So next on my list of things to do, when obviously we now have Player of the Month Sane, was to get his loan for 20 games, because damn right, I want these elite players on loan for 20 games, because it gives me a chance to use different things all of the time, and I said we might be moving away from a Prem team, but there's nothing stopping us hybriding up and having Sane on the left, linking to someone, maybe linking to like Timo Werner up front, who's overpowered. There's plenty of options for us to, or plenty of routes for us to go down. And as you can see, we pick up Sane using all players from our club, so I'm still sitting at around 330,000 coins. A few little bits and bobs sold, either duplicates from the marquee matchups rewards or a couple of bronze players that I've had for God knows how long, and I literally list those ones over and over again. And now I'm going out and buying a few players. Now it's risky to buy a player like Dele Alli right now, because you never know what's going to happen to his price. I then pick up a Lallana, and you're noticing, right, they're all English. I'm buying English players because for the Daily Knockout tournament, on Monday and Tuesday this week, so it's not that anymore, you had requirements where you could only use players from one nation. And I was like, I've got a cool English player in my silver red FUT champions guy, and I want to use him. I want to see what he's like, you know. Why not? Give him a go. See how he performs. So I had a whole bunch of English players in the club. I bought like 4 players, and I have Fosu, the red silver inform from monthly rewards, and also 8 games left on Player of the Month Harry Kane's loan. So I was like, sick. That's a nice looking English team. It's a little bit different to what I'm used to using. This is how I'm going to play with it in game. Hendo sort of holding the midfield down. I'm actually going to play the 2 fast people up front and then have Harry Kane chill at the cam spot because obviously, you know, it's like a tournament, right? So 1, we could get entry into the weekend league. 2, we get 1,500 coins and a gold pack. I'll take that. So the first game I go into, I come up against this Player of the Year, Maguire, who I used a similar team, I'm not going to lie. I was in the Daily Knockout Tournament on my main account yesterday using Maguire to get review clips for him, and you'll see what he does in this game is exactly what I was doing when I was using him as well. I go 1-0 up, and then he plays it across goal to Maguire, who sticks it in the back of the net. I couldn't seem to get near him, and you'll see a lot more of that during this game. This may be, spoiler alert, the highest scoring game I've had. It might be, it might not be, but it's definitely up there in terms of amount of goals scored. I actually get a goal there, nice 1-2 between Fosu and Sterling, and I actually score with the silver-red inform, which is cool. Then Maguire gets in the box. Again, I can't touch him with Keane, and he scores again. So what he was doing was scoring a ton of goals with Maguire. I get another goal with Fosu, by the way. He's actually really good. I enjoyed using him. I'm glad we built the team kind of around him and Kane. And like, it's just, I don't know, a little bit more fun to use a player like that. I've actually kind of enjoyed it. I've obviously got 2 more red silvers. One's Irish and one's Brazilian. I don't know if we could make a team. Maybe I need to get Maguire and have a team with Maguire and the other Irish guy. That could be quite fun. We'll see about that, though, because I don't know how good in total they would be. But at halftime, it's 3-3, right? 6 goals in the first 45 minutes. All of his scored by Maguire, which is exactly what I was doing in my daily knockout tournaments. I was using an Irish team. It had the likes of like Shane Long. It had the like even David Milo was in my team and stuff. And Maguire scored everything and multiple goals per game. He was actually so good. It was crazy. And I think he really stood out as a player that was amazing because the rest of the players around him weren't so great, you know, for FIFA. And as you can see, he actually turns this game around and he scores a double hat-trick. That's his 6th goal in this game to put him 6-4 up. 10 goals have been scored in this game. Jesus. And then I play a lovely ball through to Sterling with Fosu, actually. And Sterling just sort of taps it past the goalkeeper, sticks that one in the back of the net, keeps us in this game. There's a chance we could get it back to 7-7. Well, 7-7. I've just ruined it because he scores a 7th right there. That's what I'm talking about. I thought it was going to be 6-6, but it was he gets a goal to make it 7-5. Dele Alli instantly, I think kickoff goal probably, literally came to him and he made it 7-6. Giving us 10 minutes. Now the situation comes into effect. Can we get back into this game? Can we push it either into extra time or can I go on the offensive and score like 3 goals quickly to turn this game around and make me win? Well, Fosu plays it across and Kane does get that 7th goal. 7-7. Maguire has scored 7 for my opponent, and I think that was the hat-trick with Kane. I've scored a couple with Fosu, Sterling, Dele Alli. Like, there's been a few goals spread around, but his were all with that Player of the Year Irishman. And at the end of the 90 minutes, it's 7-7. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely insane. And what's even more annoying is he kicks off in the first half of extra time and then quits, or the connection goes, or whatever. I don't know what happened, but I get nothing for that. I just go back to the menu and I'm still in the first round. I was like, what? That was 90 of the craziest minutes of football we've played on this series, and it meant nothing. I have to go back into the first round. Now this time I come up against Player of the Year, is that Grankvist? I didn't even know that was a thing until I came up against him. He's got Ibrahimovic as well, of course. So a full Swedish team. I'm going to put it out there and say that I absolutely in no way, shape or form ever expected to come up against a full Swedish team, even when the requirements were to only have one nationality. I thought everyone would go France, England, Spain, Germany. Those are some, you know, overpowered and useful leagues on this, or nations on this game. And I go 1-0 down to Forsberg, who, well, to be fair, the start of this game was just, I wasn't in it. This guy actually could play FIFA, and I wasn't doing anything good. He scores his goal. I get a counter-attack from one of my opponent's attacks. Sterling runs off with it and ends up sticking it in the back of the net. And that is what Sterling is all about. The amount of goals I have conceded this year to Sterling doing that. Hitting him on the counter-attack and just banging it in the back of the net. He's really good at it, and he's super, super quick with that crazy running stance as well that EA gave him this year. I unfortunately don't make it 2-1, and at half-time it's 1-1. And then after the end of the 90 minutes, it was actually 1-1 as well. But as you can see, such an even game. Both roughly the same amount of shots, similar possession. I guess I could say that I just about edged it. But we went all the way to 120 minutes and into penalties. He tries to chip his first one and I save it. So if I score this, I'm 1-0 up. Nice one. At least we've got the advantage right now. Second penalty, he scores. It's 1-1, but I can make it 2-1, and I do so. So I'm still in the lead by 1. I'm at like advantage 1 right now. He then misses. So if I score this one with Sterling, which I don't do, I could have gone +2 advantage. Doesn't happen. I saved the next one, and I just ended up scoring the final goal, and it goes in, and yeah, we win easy. Nice one. Moving on in to the second round. We come up against the German team. Now, that is exactly what I would expect. And I was nervous about the front three. Like, I know Gomez is a regular card because he's a path to glory, but he hasn't been upgraded yet because he's not had an inform or whatnot. But Eunice, League SBC, and also the Player of the Month, Sane, full version, I was definitely nervous. Now, I start the game off really well by scoring an absolute worldy top bins goal with Harry Kane. That one just literally, I thought it was going way over, and it just sunk underneath the crossbar and was beautiful. I loved it. So we go 1-0 up. I then get, well, sort of countered here, and Gomez manages to score. I didn't think he had enough pace to get past my defender, but apparently he did. And then I make a sloppy second challenge with Michael Keane, who had already been booked in this first half. And I get a red card after 32 minutes, which is crazy. So luckily I had some random, I think it's Curtis Davis I had on the bench that I brought on as a centre-back. And then I'm going to play the rest of this game without a cam. A few minutes later, I literally go down the other end and score another lovely goal with Harry Kane. This time a finesse shot opens that body up and whips it round the goalkeeper into the top of the net again. So 2 goals for me that have hit like top of the net rather than low drivens, which is unusual for last year. I'm always hitting the low drivens, aren't I? But yeah, so we're 2-1 up, and it says I've got 2 red cards in the top corner, but I definitely haven't. I've only got 1. And Dele Alli was, you know, he was playing like 2 men, to be fair. And he manages to score that banging long shot right there. 3 really nice goals from me so far in this particular game. I like them a lot. Obviously, the German goalkeeper this guy's got is not doing a great job. Lallana then skills past one, heel clicks past another, and then rifles it. I was like, I'm so confident shooting from range because they've all been going in. And Lallana was able to score probably the longest shot yet. That was a lovely goal again. And with 10 men, we're 4-1 up. I then just play it into Harry Kane. He just whips it past the goalkeeper, makes it 5-1. At this point, I could sort of tell the guy had given up. I think he was trying to get a red card of his own as well. Slide tackling an awful lot. But yeah, I was too many goals ahead. This is a done job. I've won the game. He brings the keeper out. I managed to chip him there and make it 6-1. So we got a 5-goal cushion. It should be all right. He then sprints with Sane, puts it back post for Gomez, who gets his second of the game. So he gets a little consolation. And then I take him out with my goalkeeper, stupidly. And he steps up with Mario Gomez and manages to get the hat-trick. Don't know how that particular shot didn't get saved by my goalkeeper, but it doesn't matter because we had scored so many goals that we were all good. So we're now through into the semi-finals. So only 2 games to go until we can get that gold pack, that 1,500 coins. It will be a nice little reward for playing with this fun little team. England versus England then. I'd say my team is definitely better. He's got Antonio, so that's a plus for this guy. Antonio's a beast on this game, and I definitely wasn't looking forward to coming up against him. I nearly scored. Well, I don't know what was going on. I think Harry Kane decided that he would scissor kick the goalkeeper rather than the ball, and it does give away a foul. You know, I'm not even shocked to see that as well. Gale then plays it in to Sterling, who's managed to turn my defender and stick it into the back of the net. And don't forget, we're playing with Curtis Davies in this one instead of Michael Keane, because he is serving his ban for getting that red card in the game before. So I go 1-0 down. I try and play it across goal, and even the sweat wasn't working. Dele Alli then strikes it, forces a good save out of Butland. And at half-time, I've had slightly more shots on goal, but I'm 1-0 down, and possession I think I was slightly lacking as well. Sterling gets an opportunity in the second half, but Butland saves again. Butland was actually pretty solid. And then, well, I get one blocked there, but Dele Alli takes a strike, hits the post. Harry Kane scores it. Look in the top left corner, and unfortunately he was offside, so that is not going to count. I was feeling a little bit unlucky, and I needed a goal soon, and Sterling was the one to provide it. Yet again, a lovely weighted pass, and then just that pace that he's got gets him past the defender. His dribbling and first touch is great as well, and then his finish, like, sublime. I can't fault it. It was a nice little goal, but would it last? Well, his Sterling was then going on the offensive. So much pace. He Cruyff turns back, plays it into Dwight Gale, hits that first time. I can't even get the centre-back that I want on him. And he does end up scoring the goal to put him 2-1 up, which is unfortunate, and that is literally how the game ends. A pretty good player who was pretty solid at holding possession, but I just genuinely felt like maybe we got a bit unlucky there. A few chances that went awry. And we go out in the semi-finals, which sucks, because obviously we'd have to start all over again, and we don't get that 1,500 coins and the pack. It would have been nice to do it with this little different team that we've not used before, including the likes of Harry Kane, but mainly Tariq Fosu. I actually really liked him. 2 goals and 3 assists in the 4 games. If there's ever any like requirements and stuff that require silver players, I think I'm going to look to try and get him in. But as we come to the end of the episode today, it is time to flog off those players which we bought for today. So I actually managed to sell all of them, I think, for like the next stage up, whether it's 100 coins or 250 coins up. So I probably make the tax back on those players, and of course we've earned match coins as well. But yeah, that is how today's episode is going to end, guys. We've had fun with Harry Kane. He's just so good. He's actually ridiculous. Only 4 games left with him now, but we do have a Sane waiting for us to use as well. And Fosu was actually a fun player to use as well. My Michael Keane, who is sat on the bench, has still got a red card. I played that whole game, and it went to the end, and all the menus went fine. I've still got a red card with Michael Keane. How long is he banned for? Find out in the next episode. Smash a like, guys, if you've enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Peace.